Sleep, my friends, our daily mini death. Perhaps it's preparation for dying. Perhaps the better you die, the better your next life. These are all just speculations, of course. However, the value of sleep when it comes to the quality of your next day is indisputable. Really, your day begins with your sleep. The better you sleep, the better the day. So, what are some of the best ways we can make sure we improve our sleep? Now, I can't say I'm a master, but certainly, undoubtedly this past month, I've been sleeping better than I have in a long time, all the way through the night. I wake up in the same position I went to sleep in, and so good. It makes such a difference. Once you are tired, you are more fatigued, your mental clarity is not there, you're gonna make poor decisions, you actually have more hunger. So if you're trying to adhere to fasting or a good diet or to train, sleep is this primary center point of just being in good health. And really it's a deep, deep meditation, a deep practice of letting go. And there are a lot of variables that ultimately influence our sleep. So I want to talk about those today. As many of you are probably keen on, there's something called the circadian rhythm, which are these oscillations in our metabolic processes, in our organ systems that attune with nature, that ride on the waves of the sun and even influenced by the moon, the light and the dark. Now, when we are out of sync with the sun, it throws everything off. Our hunger, our hormones, and our sleep. So one of the most key ways that we can avoid throwing off our rhythm is to not get artificial lighting after the time that the sun goes down. Now, there's a ton of information out there on this topic. I recommend Dr. Jack Kruse. Ben Greenfield just did a good podcast on the subject. One of the best technologies ultimately are blue light blocking glasses. They block the spectrum of light that basically signals your body to think that it's midday. So that wakes you up. Looking at your cell phone. Now, I also have to say, I've still been looking at my cell phone and watching movies late into the evening most recently, and I've been sleeping wonderfully. So I've also seen studies demonstrating that some people are more influenced by the lighting than others. Now, it is definitely the dominant environmental cue to our circadian rhythm is the lighting that we're subjected to. The second most dominant cue to our circadian rhythm is the timing that we eat, when we consume food. And actually, what we eat has a large impact on that as well. They've found from different combinations of different macrobiotics that a combination of protein and carbohydrates gives the strongest signal to your circadian rhythm. So waking up in the morning and catching early morning light with your eyes, your body witnesses this gradual increase in the frequency of light, and that triggers the body to know what time of day it is, and all the organs and systems get online. Also, what I believe has been working for me most recently is actually eating breakfast, which I haven't done in decades. Literally, I've been intermittent fasting for like 20 years and I've only eaten breakfast on a handful of occasions, minus periods of experimentation when I was trying to eat breakfast or my main meal in the morning. I have been eating breakfast recently, somewhere between 8 and 10, and I have been adding carbohydrates recently. So perhaps that is one of the key elements that has really deepened my sleep, because I've definitely been sleeping much better recently. So carbohydrates combined with protein is the strongest signal to the circadian rhythm. Now, it also is more strongly impacted by the distance between then and your last meal. So when you haven't eaten and you've been fasting all night, say 12 hours, and you eat, and it's that combination, that's going to be the strongest signal of resetting your clock. Sugar cane and kalo. This is one of the main starches I've been eating, kalo. They make poi. It's like a mashed potato, only way better. It's actually one of the only hypoallergenic foods. Nobody is allergic to poi. You can feed it to children and old people. And it's just really easy to digest. I believe it has the smallest starch component of any other starch. So that being said, another element that I have been integrating again recently that I've spoken on in the past is the amino acid glycine. Glycine is well known to influence better sleep. It lessens sleep latency, meaning you fall asleep faster, and it increases the amount of time that you spend in slow wave sleep. That deep stage 4 sleep is what we're going for. That's where we get all the repair, where we totally let go and our body regenerates. That's where the money's at. The more time we can spend there, the better. So glycine, I've been putting that in my water, in my electrolyte drink blend every day. I'm doing something like 15 or 20 grams of it a day. The studies were using 3 grams before bed, strongly influence the quality of sleep. It's extremely cheap. It has far more benefits than just influencing sleep. I believe I've done a video on it before. I'll definitely do another one in the near future. But glycine is a very beneficial substance to take to improve the quality of your sleep. Now, the breakfast and the glycine were the 2 main points I wanted to share, but there's all sorts of other little intricacies throughout your day that can influence the quality of your sleep. Exercise, actually using your body and exhausting yourself. Exercise in a rhythmic manner at the same time every day is also a very strong influence for the circadian rhythm, to stay in good rhythm. So I recommend training in the morning and in the evening. These are just 2 natural times that we move the most. My dogs taught me that. So also being aware of your caffeine, your stimulant intake. Taking caffeine past noon, definitely past 2 o'clock for me, affects my sleep. Different people can metabolize caffeine better than others. Interesting enough, you can smoke tobacco and that accelerates the clearance of caffeine out of the bloodstream. However, nicotine can also inhibit the quality of your sleep. On top of that, there's all sorts of things that you could take to potentially increase your sleep, like GABA. A lot of people are really into CBD for helping with sleep. I've seen studies where too much CBD actually lessens the amount of slow wave sleep. A very small amount of THC increases slow wave sleep, but too much, basically, you get no slow wave sleep. You spend all your time in REM, so you have all those crazy dreams, but you don't actually feel rested. So another thing that I used to take when I used to take caffeine further into the day was a combination of valerian and hops. Now, these 2 paired together have been shown to be able to influence you to spend more time in slow wave sleep even after the consumption of caffeine. Valerian and hops combined. And since it's 2 different herbs, you need less of each. You don't develop a tolerance of either as rapidly, and there's a synergy between these 2, it appears. So those are the main ideas. Another supportive element is a consistent meditation practice, because so many times it can be our own mind that keeps us awake. For me, bringing my attention to my breath, breathing into my belly, which stimulates the vagus nerve, stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, drops me down into sleep much faster. One meditation you may be interested in trying is seeing if you can feel your heartbeat and counting your heartbeats. Bringing your attention inward into yourself, becoming aware of your heart, and just breathe and count. Now, if you find your heart beats too fast, that speed of a count keeps you awake, see if you can slow it down. If it's still too fast, see if you can count your breaths. That counting gives the monkey mind something to do, and the shift of awareness back towards the self gives you this nice feedback loop that helps you drop yourself into deeper and deeper states of relaxation. Awesome, guys. So that is the full spectrum perception through my eyes on sleep. Love to hear the feedback. If this was supportive to you guys, share it with somebody who might enjoy it. Like it, subscribe if you're not already, and questions and inspired comments are always appreciated. Awesome, guys. Lots of love. See you in the next one. Peace.